news in high definition. The Fox 19 Morning News.
Welcome to Fox 19 Morning News at 7. I'm Jackie Jane.
And I'm Rob Williams. Good morning, everyone. We begin with the ongoing crisis in Syria.
Yeah, right now a stalemate in Geneva. Talks between Syrian leaders and opposition forces going nowhere. Secretary of State John Kerry blaming Russia and Syria's president. Now the debate back in the States is whether or not to arm the rebel forces.
None of us want boots on the ground, but to not revisit other options which are viable, then I think is the only thing that we can do. This is shameful. This is shameful what's going on. Yeah,
new evidence, though. There is a new group rising to power. It's called the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria, or ISIS, ISIS. The group opposes Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. A recent 35-second video surfacing of the group executing 6 men, al-Qaeda leaders, asking the group to leave Syria. Well, one local organization trying to help the millions of innocent people and families affected by this ongoing civil war.
Yeah, that's right. Fox 19's Miranda Del Pozo is live in Westchester with what will happen with donations. Good morning, Miranda.
Good morning, Rob and Jackie. We are live at the Islamic Center of Greater Cincinnati, where they are asking for your donations. And as you can see, they've already collected several here in Westchester. But joining me now is Ashraf Trabusli, and you are from Syria. And if you can, a lot of people don't understand what is going on. They don't have a personal account. If you can tell us a little bit about what you know is happening there.
Well, that's basically the conflict has been going on about 3 years right now. Started when people kind of rised up against the dictator regime in Syria, and they started to ask for more freedom and more, rights and so on. And the response was immediate kind of crackdown militarily and, detention and all of that stuff. And it continued to the point now where there's really a military conflict between opposition groups and the Syrian government forces, who are trying, basically using all kind of our military weapons and all kind of things to crack down on people and to kind of quell this down. Basically, there's the damage so far is enormous. There's about 10 million people displaced from their homes. There are more than 1 million homes destroyed. There is about 3 million people, refugees outside of Syria in the neighboring countries. The number of casualties is exceeded 150,000 people, 300,000 people detained. So it's a very tragic situation, and unfortunately, there's not much international pressures being applied on the Assad regime to stop this crackdown, and this has been going on for now.
Yeah, definitely a terrible situation happening right now, but there are ways that you can help, and in fact there are 4 locations that you can donate today. They're asking for some winter clothing and school supplies, but mainly blankets and things like that for babies. So you can find much more on our website at fox19.com, and we'll have much more for you in our next half hour. We are live in Westchester. Miranda Del Pozo, Fox 19 Balance News.
All right, thanks so much, Miranda. And we're dealing with a lot of school delays this morning, mainly because of the black ice that we're seeing on many of the roadways, right, Frank?
Yeah, that's exactly right. You had all that salt treatment over the last week or so. Well, it washed away in minutes yesterday when that rain came down. And so anything that was wet overnight, you get that glazing and that freezing. It may not look bad when you step out, but once you start walking, you definitely feel it under your feet. 37 degrees, our Ray St. Clair rooftop cam right now. Well, our roadways will start warming up now with a little more traffic, a little more traction. Be very cautious on sidewalks this morning. We don't want anybody slipping and sliding and twisting an ankle up here. Radar and satellite at this hour now. Nice and dry, folks. We haven't had anything falling out of the sky over the last couple of hours, since late yesterday evening. 34 degrees right now here in Cincinnati. We're 35 CVG, 33 Middletown. So temps in the low 30s, right around 30 to 35, 7 a.m. hour. 43 at noon. It's going to be a good-looking afternoon. 43 at 12 o'clock, and then by 5, we'll be at 47 degrees, partly cloudy skies, and a real good-looking afternoon and evening for you with a high of 48 today. We're right back there tomorrow. I've got 60s on Thursday, but there's some thunderstorm chances Thursday. Details coming up as you strap on in with us here this morning. Buckle on in. Let's go over to Denise Johnson. She's watching our morning commute, sponsored by CarStar.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's just too much out there to watch. As far as take a look behind me, we are dealing with with plenty of accidents. A lot of those seem to be on the west side, especially around 74. Colerain just got a report that a car is into a pole on North Bend at Cheviot. So wires are down in that area. That was just reported to me from the newsroom, dealing with several accidents over in this area. Let's take a live look outside. I want to show you some cameras first real quick. If you're heading in that northbound direction, this is 275 at 74. Now the ramp is kind of blocked. You can see the lanes are blocked. Heading in that northbound direction, traffic is backed up. So right now this is traffic heading inbound right around North Bend. There's an accident just as you can see past that car off the road. If you can just barely see this car off of the road, that's even a new issue that we're dealing with there. Another problem, an accident blocking the right lane. This has been out there for quite some time. You can see the cars. This is around Montana. Then we had a car off the road. This is just some of the backup that you're dealing with all the way back to the 74-275 interchange where it changes and goes south towards Kilby. There's an accident also on 275 right around Kilby. Again, icy conditions, can't tell you enough. We're running into a lot of black ice around the tri-state interstates, picking up normal traffic on most of the interstates, but 74, Robin, Jackie, is really bad today.
All right. Thank you very much, Denise. We will check back. Take a look at this new billboard. What do you think? It's targeting Louisville's gay community. It reads, "Not everyone who is gay is happy. You have options." The sign's owner says it's supposed to be an expression of love, but most people who read it say it's only creating anger.
Delight is a ministry that helps people of faith who are uncomfortable with their same-sex attractions.
To suggest that this organization is going to help anyone is an exact obfuscation of the truth. It's the opposite. They're going to harm 90% of the people that walk in and out their door.
Now, the organization Abba's Delight says it hopes to cure people from acting out their same-sex desires.
7:06 now. North Korean prison camps under investigation. The frightening accusations in a new report coming up.
Plus, we're learning more about that plane hijacking. Take a look from inside that plane.
Scary video.
Yeah, we're going to have that for you coming up. And Dan has a suggestion for you as you head on into work today, don't you, Dan?
I do. Good morning, Rob. Good morning, Jackie. $500 million is up for grabs as far as the lottery goes. Coming up, we'll tell you where a lucky spot to buy a ticket may be right here in the tri-state. That's coming up as the Fox 19 Morning News continues.
Welcome back, 7:09. Now, a quick Olympic update for you this morning before you head out the door.
Yeah, the big talker, Mary Davis and Charlie White winning gold in the ice dancing team. It's the first gold for Team USA in the event. Davis and White beat Team Canada. It was the other way around 4 years ago in Vancouver. Fun fact, the two teams trained together. Let's take a look at the latest medal count, shall we? The U.S. and Russia are tied with the overall lead with 19 medals each. The USA has 5 gold, 4 silver, 10 bronze. The Netherlands has 17 for third place.
And here's what is happening today. Men's freestyle skiing half pipe starts just before 9. Men's speed skating hitting the ice in less than an hour. And women's bobsledding starting just after 10.
Well, still ahead this Tuesday morning, a look at the winter storm, the new winter weather term that's been hitting Twitterverse. We'll explain coming up. That was a lot.
You're like Twitterverse. That's funny.
That was a lot going on.
And a close call happening overnight in space. This is a really cool story, actually, as the Fox 19 Morning News continues.
Now, with the new Fox 19 mobile app, you'll never be without Fox 19 News. From fox19.com to text and email alerts for breaking news and weather. Fox 19 News. It's all right here in the palm of your hand. Now accepting American Express. VIP travel to New York, Charlotte, and Chicago has never been easier with Ultimate Air Shuttle and 41919deals.com. Fox 19 Storm Tracker Weather is sponsored by Toyota. Let's go places.
Good morning, everyone. Unfortunately, the story is getting worse when we talk about your traffic conditions and the number of accidents out there.
Well, the more people you have out, the more accidents you're going to have. So again, we've got dozens. I mean, this started right off the bat this morning. The black ice is just a huge issue. So, I mean, as far as heading out, 74 is
a mess.
Really taking a beating.
Okay.
I mean, there's been probably 10 accidents just on 74, a couple in the backup. And so right now the ramp is actually shut down from 74 to northbound 275, but the tow truck I was just watching, so the tow truck was actually loading up.
Please listen to Denise and take it slow.
It's a double-edged sword out there because while you want more cars to get the roadways warmed up, more cars mean more accidents on the early onset.
So well, I want the sunshine.
Yeah, it's coming. About 7:26, 7:29 this morning.
So soon.
Hey, let's look at the totals here, snowfall-wise, because while we haven't had snow the last 2 days, that's nice, right? 10.8 for the month of February now, and we're 6 inches above average. For the season, 44 inches. Now, I show you this because we've gone through this awful, awful winter. Just another inch or two will put us at an all-time record. So you know what? If we went through, let's not just go through this winter for nothing. Let's get another inch or two in here, and then we'll be good, right? Hey, 15 after 7. Nothing coming our way this week, but there is some more rain on the way for Thursday. Radar and satellite after this hour is nice and quiet. The snow, it's coming down big time. Northeast Ohio, western Pennsylvania through, Pittsburgh, getting a lot of heavy snow right now. 34 degrees Cincinnati, 34 Evansville, 27 Indianapolis. We're clearing it out here at home. So sun glare will be an issue now. You add the black ice with the sun glare. The morning commute's not going to get any better. 35 degrees our temperature at this hour. Sun's coming up in about 10 minutes. 35 Oxford now, 33 Alexandria, 35 Walton. Factor in a light breeze. You have wind chills this morning in the mid-20s across many neighborhoods. I take you hour by hour now. Let me walk you through this. We've been in the low 30s this morning at 7 a.m. By noontime, we're at 43 degrees, a good amount of sunshine. Into the afternoon, really good-looking day, everybody. 48 under a partly cloudy sky. Don't be opening up the swimming pools just yet, but it's going to feel warmer today. 43 degrees, mainly clear at 7. Now, 7-day storm tracker forecast, where that weekend's always in view. We're looking at upper 40s today and tomorrow. Really nice looking forecast here. Now, Thursday, it's going to be warm. But I want us to be a little cautious. We have an opportunity of seeing some thunderstorms. Could have a strong one or two. Keep a watchful eye. Down to 49 Friday, still above average. 50 on Saturday. Saturday dry, real good looking Saturday. We pushed our rain that we were looking at for Saturday into Sunday. I think late Sunday night into Monday morning we see some showers with some colder air working in. Okay, 17 past 7. Denise is standing by. She's been watching our roadways. Anything new pop up in the last couple minutes?
Oh, we've had a lot of new accidents pop up, and especially, like I said, on the west side. But I want to start out. Let's take a live look outside. I've got some shots pulled up of 74. I was just watching them. They just reopened the ramp, and as far as heading in that northbound direction on 275 at 74. So things are starting to look a little bit better for you there, but traffic is really backed up there. They also have a problem, another car off of the road. They moved the camera off of the other earlier accident. So you can see this is just right around Harrison exiting off there. This is at North Bend. You have one car off the road in the westbound side of the traffic. Then you had another problem off on the eastbound side. As far as the delays go, you can see how slow. Plus we have all this other traffic now that's moving in that direction. Still dealing with the accident. Now this is right around Montana. You can see they're working. You're down to one lane in that eastbound direction as they're getting the tow truck in there. And this was a car that went off the road. There were a couple of cars that went off the road in this area. So they were working to get that cleared out. So as far as the rest of the tri-state goes, the interstates, you're pretty much jam-packed out there as far as heading bumper to bumper, just your typical traffic. You can take a live look back again at my traffic map and we'll run through several of those accidents that are off of the 74, not on the interstate. So again, plenty of problems out there this morning with that black ice. Robin, Jackie.
All right, thanks, Denise. Well, happening now, at least 30 people dead after a wave of car bombings in Baghdad. This is a map of the city behind me. And in the first attack, a car rigged with explosives hit a bus, killing 7 people. Later, there were multiple other attacks that went off near commercial areas and bus stations. More than 50 people were injured. And also happening now, 50 people recovering in Bangkok. Earlier this morning, police and anti-government protesters clashed. One person killed. Gunshots were heard, but it is not clear who was firing. Police were trying to clear out demonstrators who had been camping out in a historical area. Rob?
Jackie, new this morning, outrage against the North Korean government. UN investigators detailing North Korea's human rights violations. Allegations include murder, torture, rape, execution, and starvation. Reports of these activities are detailed in a nearly 400-page report.
One of the witnesses in one of the camps told of how his duties included gathering up the bodies of those who had died of starvation and putting them in a pot and burning them.
More details now for you. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un is the country's third leader. He may be called to International Criminal Court. The report compares the acts in the country's prison camps to crimes in World War II. Some estimate the prison holds 120,000 people.
Polizia a bordo farà un controllo sommario vostro e vi vedrà una volta.
All right, so you're taking a look inside the Ethiopian Airlines plane that was hijacked. We told you about this story yesterday, and in the shaky video, you can see oxygen masks deployed and luggage compartments open.
We got scared because we saw these things come down, and the voice of the pilot, that's usually friendly and mellow, was crackling and worried. We were wondering what was going on, and then the plane fell sharply 2 times.
So some more background on this story. There were around 200 people on the plane. It made multiple circles over Geneva before landing. The co-pilot in custody over the hijacking. And some believe he wanted asylum in Switzerland because he did not feel safe in Ethiopia. He climbed out of the cockpit window using a rope. And 5 people are recovering this morning after severe turbulence on a United Airlines flight. You're looking at the plane landing in Billings, Montana. It looks like it already landed, rather. Witnesses saying a baby even flew out of its mother's arms but was not hurt. One woman hit the ceiling so hard that it cracked.
A winter term for you now, thunder snow. It's what many across the Midwest and Northeast are experiencing this morning. Thunder snow is simply a winter thunderstorm, and a lot of us saw it here yesterday. It was amazing to see lightning and hear thunder and see snow on the ground. Thousands of flights already canceled as more snow expected today in New York City. And while you slept, an asteroid zipped right by Earth. And right by, scientists mean 2 million miles. The space rock is the size of 3 football fields. It was going around 27,000 miles per hour. It's time to invest in your retirement plan and go buy a lottery ticket.
That's right. There's $500 million up for grabs the next 2 days. Fox 19's Dan Wells. Are you getting a ticket today?
Of course he is.
I hope to.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You might as well just walk across the street.
I know, this is actually the place to get it too. We are on Winton Road at the Shell gas station. The reason we came up here this morning is because earlier in the month, this gas station sold a ticket for $228,000. So, as you mentioned, a lot of money up for grabs today and tomorrow. We pulled up over my shoulder the Ohio Lottery on my laptop to give you kind of the rundown of it all. The Powerball is a cool $400 million. Today, the Mega Millions at $154 million. That is the highest level since mid-November. The cash option for tonight's drawing is an estimated $84 million. The jackpot has been rolling since it was last hit for $61 million back in January. Again, on Wednesday, the Powerball is $400 million. That's a nice way to dump into your retirement account. All of the latest information on where you can buy a Powerball and Mega Millions ticket on our website at fox19.com. We're live in Forest Park. Dan Wells, Fox 19 Balance News.
It's crazy. I mean, it's nothing that I ever anticipated or expected, so it's definitely a surprise. But I don't know. For me, it's changed in some ways. Like I travel a lot more, and I'm working and I'm busy, but you know, my day-to-day life is still the same. I mean, sometimes I go to the grocery store, you know, people recognize me, and it's like kind of uncomfortable, and I have to get used to it. It's weird, but really, my day-to-day life, like I do all the same things. So it's.
You know that guy. That's Union, Kentucky native turned Hollywood superstar Josh Hutcherson. He has been acting since he was just a little kiddo, but everyone recognizes him now as PETA from the Hunger Games series.
Which, I'm telling you, the second movie had me on the edge of my seat.
I know. I really like the series. I like the book series, too. So our Tricia Mackey goes one-on-one with him tonight in another side of Josh Hutcherson.
Super cool guy every time he comes back into town. It's 7:24. Here's what you need to know to start your day.
We begin with a live look from the Ukraine. Protesters armed with plywood and bats. They are clashing with riot police. This is a live look around that area right now, and you can see that there are flames, reportedly burning tires. There's billows of smoke as well.
Back in the tri-state, one organization sending aid to Syria. That's a live look at the Islamic Center in Westchester, as you can see, collecting supplies for millions of people who have been caught in the middle of that civil war for years.
And black ice out on the roadways this morning. Be careful as you head into work. A lot of that rain refreezing overnight, causing some big problems on the highways. Look at all that congestion there.
As for the weather, it's not bad out right now. That's why the black ice is so surprising. We're above freezing and expected to warm up to near 50 degrees today.
And in Cleveland, they are dealing with fresh snow on the ground. It is about 27 degrees and lightly snowy.
That's what you need to know to start your day. The Fox 19 Morning News coming right back.
Balanced news in high definition. The Fox 19 Morning News.
Welcome to Fox 19 Morning News at 7:30. I'm Jackie J.
And I'm Rob Williams. Good morning, everyone. You see it there at the bottom of your screen. A number of school delays. I would say, looking at the list, maybe 25 of them.
Yeah.
Make sure you check that out, see what's happening with your kid's school.
And that is because of the black ice that we're seeing this morning. And we all said, we stepped outside and we're like, it's not that bad out. But then as soon as we got on the roadways, we were like, whoa, it's slick out there.
And the last time we checked in with Denise and checked out those traffic cameras, Frank, as we bring them in on the conversation, I mean, it is just snarled in a lot of places.
A lot of spots. I bit it almost walking out. My drive wasn't bad, but you know, you get through the morning and those temperatures fall a little bit more.
Yeah.
You get more of a glaze, and it takes one accident, as we've seen, and you just get back up after back up after back up, and that's what we have this morning. Here's the bright spot. Nothing's fallen out of the sky over the last several hours since late yesterday evening. And as we work through the day today, we're going to see a lot of this. Sunshine. Sun is now officially rising. Live look from our Kings Island camera, 36 degrees now from our Banshee cam. This snow will continue to melt today, but be cautious this morning with that black ice. It is slippery in areas as you look at your morning 411 this morning. We get into the afternoon near 50 degrees, and then our next chance for storms moving in Thursday, and that's thunderstorms as temps will get near 60. We've been really rain and snow free all night long. 34 degrees in Cincinnati right now. All of that snow now off to the north and to the east. We look at the temperatures. We're at 33 Hamilton, 35 Lunkin, 35 in and around CVG. So walking through your day today, let me take you through it. 8 o'clock, 31, 32 degrees, still black ice conditions, 43 at noon, but sunny into the afternoon and evening, 48 at 4 o'clock. Good looking afternoon and evening. 6:19 that sun sets. It's 29 past 7. Denise standing by. Watching your morning commute, sponsored by CarStar. Denise.
Well, we've been watching plenty of problems on 74. The good news is things seem to be easing up, at least on inbound 74, but you still have some long delays. Look at this. You're pretty solid all the way back. Looking at about 40 minutes from the 275, the second 275-74 interchange, all the way inbound. Now, again, the good news is they're clearing the accidents. We can take a live look outside. I do have a couple of shots pulled up for you. 74 at North Bend, still slow there, still a car off of the road, still dealing with one issue there. The other spots, they have reopened at least the ramp from 74 to 275 in that northbound direction. Let's just jump back to the map, and I'm going to run through some of the other accidents that we are dealing with. Now, northbound 71, 75 in northern Kentucky, an accident right around Donaldson. You can see that traffic back up, starting to back up all the way back to Turfway, maybe even a little bit further back around 42, starting to see some delays. An accident on Hamilton at Miles, an accident at Colerain at Shepherd. You can see several accidents all around the tri-state dealing with the black ice. It's also bad in northern Kentucky. Pretty much everywhere you head out until that sun starts melting some of this off of the roadways. We've had dozens and dozens of accidents along with your normal delays on the interstates. Rob and Jackie, back to you.
Denise, thank you very much. A call to action in the Syrian peace talks.
Yeah, the U.S. saying Russia needs to back up words with actions. The death toll in the Syrian civil war continues to climb. Some activists saying more than 140,000 killed. One suicide bomber killing 32 people near a mosque recently. Both sides blame the other for that stalemate.
I'm very concerned about our reliance on Vladimir Putin and the UN to try and dismantle the chemical weapons in Syria.
All right, take a look at this photo here. It captures the harsh reality in Syria. A young boy found wandering the desert in Jordan. The 4-year-old was carrying all of his possessions in that little plastic bag.
This hurts my heart.
I know, right? So look at this. Marwan became separated from his family while leaving Syria. UN workers found him and reunited him with his mother, though, fortunately.
And that picture shows just how many innocent people are caught in that civil war in Syria. From downtown Cincinnati to Syria, it's 6,182 miles away, really more than a halfway around the world. It would take you a day to reach that country if you were flying there.
Yeah, but the distance is not stopping one organization from trying to give relief to the people impacted by that conflict. Miranda Del Pozo is live to explain in Westchester. Good morning, Miranda.
And we all can get involved, Miranda, huh?
That's right. Good morning, Rob and Jackie. The Syrian American Foundation is holding a winter drive. They need everything from winter clothes for children and adults to baby items, diapers, and formula. Anything that you can donate, they will send to Syria. And joining us right now from Syria is Ashraf Trabulsi, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about, you still have family there right now. Can you tell us a little bit about how they're dealing with the situation?
Well, I have my sister, and she has 4 daughters, and still living in Syria. They're living in the central town of Homs, which is the town that was impacted by the conflict in a great way. They have relative sense of safety at this point because they got used to airplanes dropping bombs on civilian targets and shooting every night and every day and every minute of the day, basically. And for us, it's difficult to appreciate that, but for them, it's now the day. It's like their way of life at this point. There's always conflict, there's always shooting and bombing and things like that. It's very difficult for them, stressful. They don't have a sense of safety at all anymore. It's just living day to day, basically.
And you said, though, by being able to help with these donations here, it's almost like helping them. Can you talk a little bit about why you're doing this?
Well, basically, we need to do what we can to help those who are impacted by this conflict. Maybe we're not able to reach to our own family immediately, but at least we can reach for those who are impacted by this. And the conflict has impacted a lot of people. There's currently about 10 million people displaced inside Syria, and there's about 2 to 3 million who are refugees in the neighboring countries. We're targeting specifically people who are displaced inside Syria because they're having more difficult situation than the people who are refugees. The refugees get help from the countries and from the NGOs or in the neighboring countries, but the displaced inside Syria is very difficult to get help inside the country at this point.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us. And if you would like to help, there are 4 different locations in the tri-state where you can drop off your items. The Islamic Center of Greater Cincinnati is one of those. You can find the rest on our website at fox19.com. Live in Westchester, Miranda Del Pozo, Fox 19 Balance News.
All right, Miranda, thank you very much. You know, continuing coverage in the Middle East, a militant group claiming a bus attack outside of Cairo. Take a look at these grainy pictures. You can see explosions. 3 tourists and a driver were killed. You can see the explosion right there from a security camera. Plumes of smoke there. The group is called Champions of Jerusalem. It's unclear if this was a suicide attack or not. New this morning, more violence expected in Venezuela. Pro and anti-government activists are holding dueling demonstrations today. You're looking at clashes from this weekend. 3 U.S. diplomats have been kicked out of that country, blamed for a conspiracy to oust the country's president.
10 people dead and more than 100 hurt after a roof collapse in South Korea. You are looking at the scene from yesterday. Whew, it happened as hundreds of college students were at a freshman orientation party. It's believed everyone is accounted for, though.
I cannot believe my daughter has died. I don't want to believe it. I made a phone call to her just a minute ago, but she's not answering.
I heard so many screams. I couldn't see anything as I was buried inside, but those screams continued. I heard girls screaming and boys were telling them to stay awake.
Heavy snow being blamed for that collapse. 7:35 now, incense being blamed for a late-night fire in East Price Hill.
Yeah, take a look at where it happened in the 1600 block of Dorothy Lane at about 10 last night. Now let's take you to the scene. Firefighters say someone was burning incense next to a couch and didn't put it all the way out. A woman and her 4 children escaped. Another woman who was in labor was trying to get to the hospital but was blocked by all the fire equipment.
Fire started, we came here. Dispatch calls me, said he had a lady who was pregnant trying to get out, but she couldn't get out because the fire trucks were there. I had my guys go down, move some grass out of the way, so get her to the hospital.
Yeah.
Damage being estimated at $30,000. The Red Cross is helping the family.
This man free on bond this morning. Police say 40-year-old Kevin Crouch charged with sexually abusing a young girl under the age of 12. Police say that it happened at his home during the course of a year.
Oh, I haven't seen this video, but I saw it on Yahoo.com. It's video of an octopus attacking a camera. Take a look. Or the octopus really wanted this camera.
Oh.
Okay, I want to
take a look at this.
Where's the octopus?
It's coming.
Oh, that's scary.
See, he really wants that camera.
Can they bite?
They have a beak.
They do?
Yeah.
Like up inside.
Oh my gosh, if I was that guy, I'd be like, it's time to let go of the camera.
No, I've touched the bottom of them before. They're little suction cup things.
Yeah.
It's a real
weird thing.
Sensational feeling. Yeah.
It's amazing someone looked at that. It's amazing someone looked at that and said, hey,
oh, then those are the pictures he got.
I wonder what it looks like on the inside of the octopus mouth.
I know.
Well, here it comes.
Oh, I think it's scary.
Ooh, look at that.
It's
Weird.
It's pretty cool
We're
that
like,
he was able to keep
we're
this composure
totally
and take a
enchanted
picture.
by these
Yeah.
photos. We can't stop looking.
But delicious.
It looks like those little things you
I was
throw.
thinking the same thing.
I was like, that looks tasty.
Calamari.
Little breaded
Yeah.
side of risotto.
Let's take a look at Rob's riddle, shall we? The question this morning, in what year did Great American Ballpark open? There's a good prize this week. What is it, Frank?
What's that, Rob?
It's a good prize this week. What's the prize?
GG's Cupcakes.
Thank you very much.
You didn't say that with a
GG's Cupcakes.
Purchase a $300 travel credit from Ultimate Air Shuttle, redeemable towards the purchase of a round-trip ticket to New York City for only $150. On sale now at 4/19/19deals.com. Meteorologist Frank Marzullo and Fox 19 Storm Tracker Weather.
Hi, everybody. Good morning to you. Here's the bottom line weather story this morning. Black ice, mild temps. And that's the key here this morning. It feels a lot better than where we've been, but refreezing overnight, black ice is a real concern for you. Warming and sunny here this afternoon. Average high is 44. We're going to get up to 48 degrees. Easy for me to say today. The trend, thunderstorms moving in for your Thursday as that snow melt continues. The snow melt's going to be a real big deal next 2 days, and then we add some steady to moderate rain and thunderstorms Thursday. Could have some flooding concerns. 41 degrees at 11 o'clock, 45 at 1, 46 at 3 today. We're 48 at 5 under a partly cloudy sky with sunshine. Good looking afternoon, good feeling afternoon, but then, well, we warm it up again tomorrow and 60s by Thursday, but that's when we talk about thunderstorm chances. We'll talk more about that ahead. Denise Johnson standing by. She's watching your morning commute. It's sponsored by CarStar. Denise, good morning.
Well, Frank, I feel like I'm running. That's what I feel like I'm doing. As far as accidents go, you can see the board is full. We have plenty of black ice around the tri-state, some of the worst I've seen. We've had several accidents. 74 has been very bad this morning. If you're heading inbound on Columbia Parkway, just got a report of an accident, vehicle into a wall there right at Torrance. So watch for that. Over in northern Kentucky, dealing with delays, northbound 71, 75 right around Donaldson, an accident there. That has you backed up all the way back almost to US 42, heading in that northbound direction out of Florence. Worcester Pike at Newtown, you have an accident there. Shepherd Creek at Blue Spruce, jumping up to Hamilton at Miles. You have an accident at Colerain at Shepherd, and then just a little bit further up on Colerain at Blue Rock. We have a problem that caused some power outages. We had a car that was into a pole on Cheviot at West North Bend. 3,000 people are reported without power right now in that area. Queen City at Wyoming, you have an accident. Rapid Run at Anderson Ferry, just a little further up. Anderson Ferry at Cleves, Warsaw. Now this is Lawrenceburg at Ebenezer. That's just some. We've had dozens and dozens of accidents this morning. Right now, at least your delay is a little bit better on inbound 74. It has been really bad this morning. You're down to 18 minutes. That's a normal 9-minute travel time, but it was up to 35 and 40 minutes heading inbound on 74. You've got your normal delays around the rest of the tri-state. Plenty of accidents and black ice. So take it easy and expect delays. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Denise. Happening today across the tri-state, tubing for a good cause at Perfect North. Perfectly Pink Tubing Days beginning there and benefits breast cancer research is from 1 to 9:30 today, tomorrow, and on Thursday.
Also happening today, the Newport Aquarium announcing a new exhibit. It will be unveiled at 1:30 today. The aquarium tweeted last night its new baby sea turtle would be going on display. How cute. And happening today across the region, 2 people headed to trial in Northeast Ohio on charges of enslaving a mentally disabled woman for 2 years with her child. 2 other defendants have already pleaded guilty and face sentencing in March.
And tonight, the Louisville Cardinals hosting South Florida. Tip-off from Yum Center is at 7. UC hosting U of L on Saturday. Happening today across the nation, more questioning for the so-called Craigslist killer. Miranda Barber is charged with 1 count of murder, but claims she and her husband killed dozens of people they met on the website. Police say they have no evidence Barber was involved in other murders.
And guess what? More snow heading to the northeast. The region's supposed to get another 6 inches before warmer temps finally move in. 7:44 now, still to come, a look at Nick Gepper's trip back to the state.
Plus, Dan Wells has lottery fever this morning. A look at the $500 million in prizes up for grabs and why you might want to buy it at that gas station in Forest Park. Now, Rob's riddle. Frank was correct. Great American Ballpark opened in 2003.
And our winner is Brent Cooper. He gets a $25 gift card to Gigi's Cupcakes of Kenwood. And you can play Rob's Riddle. Just go to 41919deals.com. We'll be right back.
Fox 19 Storm Tracker weather is sponsored by Toyota. Let's go places.
Good morning, everyone. You're watching the Fox 19 Morning News. Still problems out there on the roadways.
There are dozens of problems out on the roadways. And I'll tell you what, accident, one clears, I have to move it over and set up another. So, black ice is really bad. It's been
Are they more north or south?
It seems like had been more on the west
side of town. 74 was a mess.
Right, 74, it's looking better. Down to 18 minutes, only double the time.
Okay.
So
we'll take that.
Yeah, I mean, compared to 37, but there's like a 47-minute delay on 71, 75 I just pulled up. So, it's just because it's slow. It's icy. People are taking their time. And that just means, at least they're driving a little slower. Not as many accidents on the Kentucky side.
And at least the sun's up.
Sun is up. It is going to be a nice, look at that. Beautiful. Now, sun glare an issue, right? But we're going to have temperatures.
Oh, man.
I just want to live in a bubble. Temperatures here this afternoon getting up to 48 degrees. It is going to be a really, really nice afternoon today. Take a look. Radar and satellite in motion for you. Nice and dry and clear. No problems. It is coming down. It's snow in northeast Ohio finally tapering, but western PA. Lots of heavy snowfall there. 34 degrees here in Cincinnati at this hour. We're 35 at our international airport. Winds are out of the west at 8. Wind chill at about 29 degrees. 33 Fairfield now. 33 Alexandria. We're 35 in around Walton this morning. Factor in a little bit of a light breeze. You've got mid-20s out there. Let me take you hour by hour now. Here we go. 31 to 35 degrees, 7 o'clock this morning. Getting into the afternoon, 43, 44 degrees. We are talking about sunshine and a good amount of it into the afternoon. 48 at 5. Really pleasant evening. In fact, 7 o'clock tonight. Sun's going down about 6:19. We're 43 degrees. It's looking good, folks. You've got no major concerns or issues for you going into the evening hours tonight. Now, tomorrow, pretty much a carbon copy of today. Hopefully, we won't have as many ice issues tomorrow morning. I think a lot of, there will be that melting and then refreeze, but we're not going to have that rain that's going to freeze over, which is good. 48 on your Wednesday. Thursday, 61. Thunderstorms. Now, Thursday, we could get some strong storms. Something the Bears watching as we warm up in the low 60s. 49 on your Friday. Rain ends in the morning. 50 on Saturday. Looking really nice Saturday. Sunday, 41 degrees. And then Sunday night into Monday, some late rain moving in. That will cool us back down into the mid-30s. It's 50 past 7. Denise Johnson standing by. She's watching your morning commute, and it's sponsored by CarStar. Denise.
Wow, we haven't even hit the peak time of rush hour. Right now, heading inbound, I was wrong. It went from 18 minutes to 26 minutes heading inbound on 74. There was several accidents. Still a car off on the road right around North Bend, looking at 26 minutes heading inbound. 36 minutes, so that's improved a little bit on 71, 75. There is an accident right around Donaldson, so it even has you backed up a little further. Now, it looks like southbound 71 not looking bad. Northbound is moving slow. Again, a lot of ice around the tri-state. We've had dozens and dozens of accidents. 275 around State Route 131 continuing north. Several accidents right around that 71, 275 interchange. I did not see them on the cameras at all out there. As far as heading in that southbound direction on 75, seems to be the only place that it's looking pretty good. Surprisingly enough, we didn't have that many accidents. A lot of those accidents out there. Again, an accident with a car into the wall on Columbia Parkway right around Torrance. You can see you're slow in both directions down around Columbia Parkway. 71, 75, as I mentioned, you have that accident right around Donaldson. That has you backed up all the way back to 42, so you can add some extra time onto that 36-minute travel time. Worcester Pike at Newtown, you have an accident there. Shepherd Creek at Blue Spruce. You can just see behind me dozens and dozens of accidents out there. Some of those are clearing, at least. That's good news. Icy. The sun is up, though, Rob and Jackie, so I am hoping this will melt some of this off and things will improve.
Fingers crossed. Thank you very much.
All right, well, The Simpsons is joining in the Lego craze sweeping the country. The May 4th episode will be entirely Lego-fied.
Yeah, this is for the show's 550th episode. Homer wakes up one day to find the entire city of Springfield made up of Legos. He then has to find a way to get everything back to normal. You can see this special Lego episode of The Simpsons right here on Fox 19. Have you seen this story? The Philadelphia 76ers announced that they're signing 18-year-old Kevin Groh to a ceremonial 2-day contract. Now, Groh has Down syndrome. The teen was his high school team's manager for 4 years, but he suited up to play in the team's final 2 games. He scored a game-high 14 points. The 76ers said Groh was an inspiration to the organization. He definitely is.
Great story.
This week's warm-up is arriving just in time.
So many people are suffering from a serious bout of the winter blues, as we learned from Fox 19's Matthew Norden.
Good morning. Even if you love the cold and outdoor winter sports, you've got to admit this has been a rough season. Not only is it brisk outside, but shorter days and longer nights can bring on the blues. It's estimated at least 12 million Americans suffer from a type of depression called seasonal affective disorder, or SAD. Many patients claim they just can't function. That's because the brain goes through a chemical imbalance due to a lack of sunlight, which can lead to a number of symptoms like fatigue, lack of energy, oversleeping, difficulty concentrating, and craving those foods high in carbohydrates, which can cause weight gain. Now, there are ways SAD can be treated. Modify your diet, exercise regularly. Also, specially designed light boxes can be used to treat those with SAD. Laughter and togetherness are also great for the winter blues. Matthew Norden, Fox 19, Balance News.
I have all of that.
That's what I was thinking too. Fatigue, craving carbs. Anyways, have you seen this? It's the Navy's latest weapon, a laser capable of shooting down aerial drones and other aircraft. The first one will be installed later this year, and many are comparing this weapon to the Death Star's laser from Star Wars.
There you go. An update from the Winter Games in Sochi. We are looking at the latest medal count. The U.S. and Russia are now tied for 19 medals in first place. Norway just winning gold in Nordic combined, moving them into third place.
And in social media buzz, this picture of Canadian
saw this
bobsledder
earlier, yeah.
Heather Moyse. She's chilling in a garbage can. According to her tweet, there are no bathtubs in the Olympic Village, so she took extreme measures to take a hot Epsom salt bath. That sounds nice. We're also keeping an eye on Nick Gepper for you. A couple of hours ago, he sent this last one out of his last leg back to the States. He likes to take selfies. Apparently, all the flying is getting the best of our local Olympian. The bronze medalist also running a social media campaign where a lucky lady can be his Valentine when he gets back.
Look at that. There you go. Don't forget to get your lottery tickets today. There are hundreds of millions of dollars up for grabs during the next 2 days.
That's right. Fox 19's Dan Wells is live in Forest Park with details.
Hey, good morning, Jackie. Good morning, Rob. And you may want to buy your ticket up here in Forest Park at the Shell gas station behind us. We're on Winton Road. A little bit earlier this month, there was a ticket sold here for $228,000, which does not sound too bad to me at this hour. I do want to talk about tonight and tomorrow. Take a look at what we pulled up over my shoulder, the Ohio Lottery, as you can see. The Powerball, a cool $400 million, that's on Wednesday. Tonight, it's the Mega Millions for $154 million. That's the highest level it's been at since mid-November. The cash option is at least $84 million if you happen to win, and nobody has won since mid-January. So again, the bigger jackpot is on Wednesday with a $400 million option. Sounds pretty good to me. I'm going to go inside behind us and I'm going to buy a lottery ticket. Again, where you can buy lottery tickets for the Powerball and Mega Millions can be found on our website at fox19.com. Dan Wells, Fox 19 Balance News.
Hey, Dan, what were you doing earlier?
Breaking
playing
it
around.
down.
No, yeah, you're playing around on the ice. I don't know if you're trying to do the Running Man or the moonwalk.
No, I was just out here kind of wasting time this morning between live shots. And
getting a workout too.
Yeah, this is my example of cross-country skiing in place.
I got a question for you. That icy spot you were standing on, is it still iced over or has it melted?
It is, but if I fall, I'm going to be really mad.
Okay, there you go. It's still icy.
This is what we're dealing with out here.
All right,
just
Dan.
a little cross-country skiing.
We're
all
back
in
in
celebration of the Olympics.
All right, we're back in a moment.